Welcome again, everyone, here in the room and in the Zoom room. Hello. Good to see everybody. Quite a few folks tonight between the two groups. It's a good sign. Well, here we are, Wednesday evening, week 2 of our series on the Brahma Viharas, meaning the divine abodes or sublime dwellings. Comes down to 4 mind states. Can't hear me there? Okay. Please let me know in the back if I get quiet, okay? Because I can just turn it up pretty easily. Thanks. So I want to talk about Metta tonight and coming back to community. So Clyde kicked us off last week beautifully with the overview. Tonight we're going to focus on Metta. And I really can't think of anything more generous and more important than we can do for each other than to get our hearts set right, to work on non-aversion, to bring benevolence and kindness to the fore when we take this body and heart out to the world, to the community. So there's a saying that I really love. It's from the Talmud, and it's, we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. So if we are in a low mood, or if we're, in a contentious state, what are we going to see? What are we going to bring out into the world? If we've spent some time that morning with some practice of metta and mindfulness and writing our, really embodying our intentions. Because our intention, and it's in the second of the Eightfold Path, goodwill is one of the 3, and that's usually referred to as metta. So that's a very integral part of this path. It's a very important part. So that intention of goodwill, another is harmlessness, which is usually associated with compassion. We kind of put this on and we go out. And that's how we meet our community. So I want to talk about what metta is, what metta isn't. So I'd like, anybody here have never heard of metta? Okay, how about here? Okay, good. So most often translated as loving kindness, but other translations, this is from Ajahn Amaro, benevolence, radical acceptance. That's Ajahn Amaro. And very simply, the Buddha, non-aversion. Non-aversion. So it's integral to the path. It's an antidote to aversion, which the mind is often in negativity. Anybody notice that? In like worry and just kind of difficult mind states. So it's the antidote to that. It's one of the most important intentions. It's our cultivation of goodwill, and it's a path, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in a minute. It's a path to a more stable emotional life. Okay. What it isn't. It's not a way to force yourself to like everyone. You don't have to like everyone to be a good metta practitioner. Okay? It's not a way to separate from mindfulness practice. It's imbued in mindfulness practice. The act of sitting is an act of metta. It's like I said when we began our meditation, you're doing this because you care, because you really care about yourself and those in your life that you're going to be meeting. You want to meet them in the right way. Mindfulness and metta, as Jack Kornfield once said, are like two sides to a coin. Metta is not, there isn't one right way to practice metta. There's not one right way. The way is to inspire these feelings, inspire a heart of benevolence in you. And you start with a spark. It doesn't mean that you're going to sit and just be beaming with love for, venomous snakes, when we get to the all beings. You're going to take it one step at a time. So I want to share with you some, this is from, I love this book. I got it at a monastery that I visited, studied at. And it's Ajahn Pasanno that Clyde spoke. He quoted him last week too. So he says, let me get the right page first. Okay. He says, regarding the translation of the Brahmaviharas as divine abidings, that puts it out there somewhere. The divine. That's way off somewhere else. Another translation that he likes is mature emotion. Mature emotion. He said it's a mature emotion to be able to turn attention to loving kindness, to compassion, to sympathetic joy, and to equanimity. The doorway into them all, he says, is the quality of loving kindness. So that we practice that regularly as a doorway. We bring attention to what obstructs it. Okay? So we can start by paying attention to immature emotions. Now that's not a judgment of yourself. It's not like I'm feeling jealous, or I'm feeling irritated, or I'm judging someone. We don't judge that. We just notice, oh, there's that kind of undeveloped, immature emotion. How can I meet that? I wouldn't want that person to be judging me, or they're, just may they be at ease, and may I be at ease. So we really want to be practicing all day long, not just the cushion gets us going in the morning. It gets us set, it gets our sails set, and then we really want to be noticing during the day. So rather than he's talking about jealousy, comparing, judging. He says rather than letting them gain momentum, has anybody experienced them gain momentum? You can ask, how can I bring a mature emotion to this? How can I create some space? He says the quality of loving kindness, and this maybe you can relate to, creates more space. It's a spacious quality to it. Okay. Oh, I love this. So this is a monk speaking. Okay? He says, when I think of people I've met who embodied loving kindness, there was a tremendous steadiness or stability there. He says, thinking of something being billed as a Metta retreat, what do we do? Do we come and ooze niceness? That turns my stomach. He said, that turns my stomach, actually. He said, or do we put a lot of effort into trying to beam love into everywhere? That can get pretty tiring. He says, again, the people I've met who've embodied loving kindness possess tremendous stability. So those are some points I wanted to make. Traditionally, classically, we begin with ourselves. We move to a benefactor, someone that has supported us in our life. Someone that they could be passed away or living. Someone who's really made a difference in our lives. The next is a loved one, someone that we feel high regard. And it could be a pet. It could be, just someone that it's easy to feel that love for. Then we go to a neutral person. Often you might think of like the person that delivers the mail, or that you see in a shop that you go to regularly, or somebody that you work with peripherally. So a neutral person. And then we move to a difficult person. Is it difficult next? I think it's difficult next. Yeah, difficult. Don't start with the most difficult person that you have in your life. That's really an advanced practice, I think Clyde said. You want to start where you are. Start where you are now, in this moment, okay? So we are going to do a practice tonight. You don't have to love everyone, and you don't have to ooze niceness, okay? We're going to do something a little differently than you've maybe done before. We're going to use imagery and metaphor, okay? Ajahn Pasano. Development of loving kindness is not about getting proficient at reciting lines. Pay attention to the feeling and then allow that feeling to permeate, suffuse, and spread throughout the body, mind, and heart. If that feeling doesn't arise, it's okay. Don't worry, okay? Stay with it. And again, start small. He said you might think of a puppy. Rajan Brahm says you might think of like a pile of little puppies or kittens, or something that might inspire yourself as a young child, a very young child. Vulnerable, innocent, wanting to be happy. I don't know why my mouth's so dry. I'm drinking water all day. Okay, so you ready? No. So let me give you a little preview. We're going to be planting seeds, which is what we do for our metta practice in our life, okay? We make an intention. I'm going to start practicing in the morning. I'm going to start sitting with being my own best friend, sitting with wishing myself, traditionally 4 areas that I may feel safe. From inner and outer harm is the full, and inner harm, it's kind of dangerous in there sometimes, right? So safe, happy and peaceful, healthy as I can be, and free. Free from stress, from worry, from aversion, contention, okay? So it's really a formula for being content, for living a content life. Oh, I know I didn't want to forget. You know how much I love to quote the Dalai Lama. I got a great one from him somewhere here. Oh yeah, I put it on here. Happiness, it's not a quality, Happiness is not something that comes ready-made. It requires action. So I think we're going to do some action. Okay. So we plant the seeds in our life. We have our intention. We have our practice. Even if we start with just a few minutes in the morning to sit and imbue our heart with wishing ourselves well, we can't share from our cup if it's empty. Okay? We have to fill our own cup. So please get comfortable. And again, that's your first act of kindness toward yourself. Let's take a deep breath and squeeze our shoulders toward our ears and kind of squeeze out some of that tension. Exhale it back and down. Let's do that again. Inhale, nice squeeze. Exhale, release. Good. Rest your hands gently. And you are setting out to plant your garden. You've planted your garden, in fact. You're reflecting on the fact that you planted a garden with your favorite vegetables in the most sunniest spot, with rich soil, you've tended this garden, you've watered it, you've weeded it, you've taken really good care of this garden. This garden, you want to see it sprout goodness. This is your karma garden. This is your garden of metta, loving kindness. So then, fast forward, your garden is robust. You've cared for it so well that it is producing beautiful, plump, luscious vegetables. So let's walk through your garden. You can see the sunshine beaming down on this garden. You can see the blue sky, the ground wet from the recent rain. You feel supported in this endeavor. You feel that this is a good, productive garden, and it's going to feed you and everyone so well. So you bring your basket to the garden and you walk through and you admire all the different shapes and textures of these vegetables as you place them in your garden one by one by one. And you're amazed at how full the basket's getting. And you're really feeling such contentment that you did this action, that you did this, and you got such goodness from it. And you bring it into the house, and you start to chop. You start to chop and dice. You get the biggest pot that you have, and you start filling it with these vegetables and fresh water, and you turn on the heat, and it starts to bubble, and you keep adding your carrots and your zucchini and all of the most wonderful vegetables that you've grown for this purpose. The pot is filled to the brim. The house is smelling like amazing loving kindness that this pot is about to offer. It's already offering it in the sense of smell. And then it's time to go and ladle out this bowl of soup for yourself. You get your bowl, you get the ladle, you dip in, you pour it out. It's really a beautiful, beautiful bowl of delicious soup. You sit down and you know this soup is going to feed your heart, feed your body with such goodness. And you're feeling this safety and this stability of sitting and enjoying this gift that you're giving yourself because you wish yourself truly well. You wish yourself happiness and peacefulness. You wish healthy, vibrant health for this body. Each bite, each delicious bite brings more health, more goodness into your life. You feel no aversion, no ill will toward anyone as you sit and enjoy this gift that's tangible kindness towards yourself. You truly love yourself and wish yourself well. And then you see coming down the lane your benefactor, this person that has really supported you so much in your life. They've really wanted the best for you, and you are so happy to ladle out a bowl of soup for them. And you give them your big, generous helping, and you're bringing it straight to them. They're standing there looking at your eyes. You're looking in their eyes, offering them this gift and wishing for their happiness, that they feel safe, that they enjoy this bowl of this gift, that it makes them content. You really want their happiness. You really want their health, their vibrant health. You want them free from any negativity, and it makes you so happy to offer this to them. And then down your lane comes your neutral person, and you recognize them, and you're so happy to prepare a bowl for them. And you ladle their bowl, and you place their seat, you offer them the seat, and you look in their eyes, and you offer them this gift, and they smile, and they know you wish them well. They know you wish for their happiness, their well-being. They feel your goodwill toward them. And then your loved one, and again, it could be any being in your life, comes wandering down. Here you go, so happy to offer them as much portion of the soup as they would love to have. And you offer it to them, you look in their face, you look in their eyes, you wish them well from every part of you. You want their happiness, their peace. You want them to feel safe, to be healthy and free from any worry, any stress. And then the difficult person comes. And this person, you watch them walking in, walking up, and you know that they too want to be happy, that they too are burdened in ways that maybe you don't understand. You don't condone any actions of harm that they've done, but you do see that they too have suffering. And you ladle out a bowl for them, and you offer them a seat, and you look in their eyes, and you wish them well. You wish them peace. You wish them ease. You wish them free from stress, from their suffering. And then you notice that as you keep ladling out the soup, one bowl at a time, one over and over and over, the soup is growing. The soup is getting more, the pot is getting fuller. The more soup you ladle out, the fuller it gets. It's a coalescence of generosity and loving kindness. That the more we offer, the more you offer, the more there is. And you throw open every opening in your home, and you invite everyone to come. Anyone far and wide, let the word get out. You are offering soup for their for goodness, for the well-being of all. Please come. Please enjoy. And you keep pouring more soup, and more soup. And there's never an end. There's never a bottom. So now we'll take another deep breath. Soften your body. And just feel. Notice how you feel. And whatever's there, if it's negative, cradle it. Cradle it. If it's fear, if it's whatever you find, it's okay. It's okay. So, I think I'll ring the bell. Ooh, that one woke you up. I want to say that I experienced that with Lee Brasington, who's a concentration teacher, most notably. And you can do it with flowers, with field of flowers that you offer first yourself and then go through everyone. You can do it with, you use your imagination. You don't have to do phrases. Sometimes phrases get kind of dry and we switch up the phrases. We get inured to the same old phrases, So, I want to encourage you to be playful and creative. And don't let that voice say, but I'm not creative. Just play. You can all play. So we won't be doing the Metta tonight, so we went over on the time because I stole that 5 minutes from the end.